Can I see thumbs up if you can see my screen? Okay, all right, great. So it says, what ways can you persuade someone to do something? And which is the best? Why? And give me an example. So you can see here some pictures, right? Where people are trying to convince somebody to do something. Which one do you think is the best way to convince somebody and why? Let's see if we have some answers in the chat. Remember, you're trying to convince somebody to do something. Okay, all right, great, Naomi. Maybe if you explain the reason of what you want. Good. Explaining why something is important to you. Good, good. I can see you've been reading the first unit. Be nice as possible. You know, ask in as nice as possible way as you may. Good. Be kind. All right, great. Yes, I agree with you guys. Maybe this one is not really the best, right? With Arnold. All right, good. So in the unit, you, in the first unit, 6A, right? We are, by the way, today we are reviewing a little bit, okay? To, you know, to see that everybody is caught up. So in the unit 6A, they give you some tips on how to improve your intonation in English when asking for a favor. Now, I would like you to listen to the following, okay?
(3.18) 1A. Would you mind opening the window? It's a little stuffy in here. B. Would you mind opening the window? It's a little stuffy in here.
All right, so you heard A and you heard B. It's the same petition, right? Which one sounded better and more polite, A or B? Can I see your answers in the chat? Were you able to hear that okay? Okay, sure. Let me play it again.
One. A. Would you mind opening the window? It's a little stuffy in here. B. Would you mind opening the window? It's a little stuffy in here.
Was that okay? Could you hear that better? Okay. We have two answers. Which one sounds more polite? Okay. Anybody else? Listen to it again.
1A. Would you mind opening the window? It's a little stuffy in here. B. Would you mind opening the window? It's a little stuffy in here.
It's supposed to be A, okay? So if you put A, good job. It's supposed to be A. B sounds annoyed already, right? Like that person is already annoyed. So this activity in the book tells you to practice that intonation so that you can have more chances of getting a yes from the request. All right. So now let's see. What page is it? Okay, let me show you the page, all right? Let me go to the book. Oh, no, that's not it. Oops, sorry, I think I shared the wrong thing. Let me try again. Here it is. All right. Can you see my book? Can I see some thumbs up? Okay, great. So this is page 55, and we were listening to this activity right here, 3:18. You're supposed to choose A or B, right? And for number 1, A is supposed to be a more polite request. Let's do number 2, okay? I'm gonna play number 2. Pay attention. Which one would you circle, A or B?
2. A.
The Penn Station, and can you hurry, please?
B.
To Penn Station, and can you hurry, please?
Okay. Can I see in the chat which one you thought was more polite? Could you listen to it okay? Let me play it again.
2. A.
The Penn Station, and can you hurry, please?
B.
To Penn Station, and can you hurry, please?
Anybody? Good. Yes. Excellent. Now you all got it. B sounded more polite. So now I have a challenge for you guys, okay? I'm going to give you a petition, okay? And you are gonna volunteer. You're gonna go like this. If you wanna volunteer, thumbs up. And you're gonna ask us for this favor, okay? Let me show you what that favor is gonna be. Let me share my screen. Okay, so let's do this one, all right? You want to convince one of us to lend you our cell phone to make a long distance call. That's all you gotta say. But the intonation should be polite so that you can be more convincing. Anybody want to try? If you want to try, give me a thumbs up. Nobody? We got a shy group here. I don't want to force anybody, because I mean, when teachers did that to me, you know, like, hey, you know, all right. So then what you can do is, in the book, you have an activity. Let me share with you again. Do it by yourselves. All right. You see this part right here? Think of something you would really like someone to do for you, like give you a ride home, take care of a pet, etc. And since we are not in class and you cannot practice with each other, record it, okay? Take your cell phone and record yourself making that petition. Nobody's gonna listen to it, right? And you can do it as many times as you want until you're happy with it. But you need some kind of oral practice, all right? That can help you a lot. It's actually gonna prepare you for activities like this, you know, where you are shy, so you don't want to participate, you know, in front of other people or on a Zoom meeting or something like that. But guess what? This is the future. I think the future is going to be looking more and more like this, where you're going to have to participate. So overcome your shyness and feel comfortable expressing yourself in another language, because it's not your native language, right? It's English. So you feel vulnerable, you feel unsure, you're not sure if the way you're gonna say it is correctly, okay? So I really recommend that you do that, okay? If you have been watching the videos that I made that are in the platform, many of them say, okay, now pause and make a recording of yourself doing this, saying this, doing that, right? The TOEFL exam, which is an international English proficiency exam, has a speaking part, and the speaking part is like this, where you are asked a question, you know, you take the exam with a computer, it's online, and they ask you a question and you have to record your answer, and you only have 45 seconds to respond, and then that's it. That is your oral exam for the TOEFL. And depending on that grade, you're accepted or not to a university in the United States or any other English speaking country, okay? So I recommend that you do that. All right, now let's go over very quickly the grammar for 6A, all right? See this right here. Can I see a response in the chat? How many of you have already finished this unit, 6A? How many of you have finished unit 6A? Okay, good, Vanya. Book and workbook. Okay. Good, 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 good. Okay, so try to do as much of it or all of it, okay, as much as possible. Remember that I say this every class, our class is online in Zoom. This is just supposed to be the tip of the iceberg. You know, most of your work has to be at home on your own, right? And that can be great, but it has a disadvantage to it too, because you may not be doing it, okay? But remember, now is your time to to be the adult, to be more responsible, and to do it for yourself. You know that you're doing it for yourself. So organize your time. You should be doing, after this Zoom meeting, you should be doing at least 3 hours this week of some English work, okay? Including the recording, the cell phone recordings, some paragraph writing, and the book activities. Make sure that you finish it, okay? The videos for 6A are in the platform already, so make sure that you watch them too. And then if you finish, you have extra activities in the platform too. All right, so take a look. When you're trying to persuade someone, right, you use this grammar order: verb plus object plus infinitive or gerund, right? For example, she advised him not to travel or to travel by train, right? Advising somebody, it's, a polite, kind way of persuading somebody, right? Like you said, to do something. So in this case, we use the infinitive or a gerund, right? But we need the object and we need to, right? Then we have where verb plus object without to, only infinitive or gerund, right? Like, let me explain, let me do this. We use that when we're trying to convince somebody, right? Like in my example, I was trying, I was asking you to convince somebody to lend you their cell phone, right? Please let me use your cell phone. It's just an international phone call to Japan, right? That's supposed to be the funny part. So let me use. You don't say let me to use, right? Or help me. Help me do this, right? So we have let, make. Make would be like force somebody to do it, right? Kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a machine gun, right? I'm gonna make you do this. Right? It's forcing somebody to do something. Okay, which most of you, all of you said is not a good way to persuade somebody, right? So all of these, we just use the base form. Notice that we could use to with help. Help is flexible in that way, all right? You can say, help me to do this, or help me do this. Do we have any questions about this? I see any questions in the chat, okay? So don't forget that you can ask questions, all right? So that's it. This is basically the grammar, right? The next one is gerund, right? The gerund is always confusing for us because in Spanish, we don't use the gerund ing the same way that we do in English, right? Like, don't keep me waiting. We wouldn't say this like that in Spanish. We would use the infinitive, right? Kind of like, don't make me wait or something like that. But keep me waiting, or I dislike people telling me what to do. I don't mind you running, or I mind you running, right? ing. All right, so I see we have no questions here. Okay, now for the paragraphs, okay? Okay. Let me see, no questions in the chat, no. All right, there are no questions, okay? Have you been following? Can I see a thumbs up to see if everybody's there? Are you still with me? Okay, all right. Now, let me share with you paragraph writing. I included that in the communicative function. Okay, where is it? Here. All right, so what self-help books would you like to read and why, right? This is also Unit 6A, where they gave an example of a self-help book that helped people be more persuasive. How can you be more convincing when asking other people to do something, right? So we don't only need to talk about that kind of self-help book. We can talk about any other kind of self-help book. So which self-help book would you like to read? Now, if you have to write a paragraph, the first sentence has to be your topic sentence. So who can show me in the chat, can you write a topic sentence that would be appropriate for this response? Let's see how quickly you can come up with a good topic sentence. Then I'll give you my example. What makes a good topic sentence? Okay. Naomi says, I like books about cooking. That is good. You are answering the question, but in my opinion, it's a little incomplete. How can you make that topic sentence a little more complete? You're almost there. Anybody else with another example? No? You know, don't feel bad if you don't know, okay? I love it when students tell me, I don't know. I think people who say I don't know are the more intelligent people, because you are admitting that you really don't know. And you know, writing a good topic sentence is not so easy, all right? If I weren't an English teacher and reading so many English textbooks, I wouldn't know either, so don't worry about that. But writing a good topic sentence could be difficult, but it's actually so easy. Okay, let's see. Cooking books are very interesting because it helps you to improve new skills. All right, I like that. But that is more of a supporting sentence, right? So let me show you, all right? Let me show you. That is good. This sentence right here, you could use as a supporting sentence because you're saying why already, right? Anytime you explain why your answer is whatever it is, that's already supporting your sentence. So let me share my my screen again. Let me do it with a Word, okay? So I can write and you can see it. And let's have ourselves a mini writing workshop. Okay, so everybody can see my Word screen? Thumbs up, anybody? Okay, great, thank you. All right, so let's see if I remember. I like books about cooking. Okay. All right. Now that is good, but I said that it was a little short and a little incomplete. So in my opinion, what I have learned to do is that the question gives you all the secrets to what your topic sentence should include. So the topic sentence says, what kind of self-help book would you be interested in reading about? Something like that, right? So you can start by using, well, first you are gonna indent, right? You saw that little space that I'm doing right there? That's called indentation. You're gonna leave some space so that shows that you are beginning your paragraph. So you can start by saying a self-help book. I'd like to read is, what is it keep? There. So a self-help book I would like to read is, you can just say a cooking book or a book about cooking. Right? So now this is a little more complete. All right. Notice that it sounds a little more formal. It's longer, right? I'm including the question and I'm answering the question. So a self-help book I would like to read is a book about cooking, right? Now, I usually tell, if you are a beginner paragraph writer, I usually tell my students to say for 2 reasons. To remind them that they have to give me 2 reasons why they are choosing cooking books, okay? You can keep for 2 reasons there, or you can say for a variety of reasons. Topic sentences can include that or not, but there should be 2 things in your topic sentence. The vocabulary in the question, right? You turn the question into an affirmation, and very importantly, your answer. You must have your answer in the topic sentence already, okay? All right. So what comes after this? I have my topic sentence. Who can tell me? Okay, Martin, it has another example. Science fiction books are the best. First of all, okay. So again, I would add, Martin, to your topic sentence, science fiction books are the best kind of self-help books I would be interested in. Okay, remember that it has to be a self-help book, not just any book, okay? But I like the next part. First of all, good. That is good. So what comes after a topic sentence? What do you call that? Hint, I told you before, good. Your supporting sentences, right? And what Martin is using is, first of all, that is a connector. You have to use those connectors. Good. Connectors guide your reader to follow your ideas with more fluency, let's say, right? It's easier to read, right? So you can say, first of all, or you can say, the first reason why. And here, if you're a beginner paragraph writer and you have trouble writing paragraphs, it's okay to be a little repetitive, and you can say the first reason why cooking books are interesting for me, right? Repeat that idea. Is because, so who was it that liked cooking books? Naomi, why do you want to read about cooking? Tell us your answer. Give me one reason why you want to read about cooking. It could be because I like to eat, or because, okay, it gives you ideas about recipes. Bam, you got it. So the first reason why cooking books are interesting for me is because they give you new ideas about new recipes. Okay, excellent. Let me see if I can. That is your first supporting sentence. It gives you many ideas that you can cook on your own. Yes, that is exactly the reason why it's a self-help book. That you can cook on your own sounds better. Now you need an example. Okay, so think of an example. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, think of an example where, and here it has to be a very specific example, right? Like pizza can be done, you know, easily, or something like that, right? Think of a real example or something that happened to you and include it here, okay? It could be maybe, you know, when you get the newspaper sometimes and there's a recipe in the magazine of a Sunday edition of the news, right? It gives you ideas. Or right now, lots of newspapers I saw on Twitter are giving recipe ideas because people are at home during the quarantine. So they're cooking, right? I saw one for empanadas, for example, right? Homemade empanadas, right? So you can give that, that's a perfect example, you know? The newspaper, Última Hora, has given us a recipe. Well, it's not really a book, right? Yeah, okay, anyway, not a good example, but maybe you can say has published. A cooking book, a typical Hawaiian dishes, and explain a little bit, right? So I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna go ahead. Now half of my paragraph is finished. What comes next? I got the first reason. Now what I have to do is I have to come up with the second reason. And look at that. My paragraph is almost finished, right? It's okay to be a little more repetitive. You can change the words, right? But repeating your main idea is fine. What could be a second reason why you like to read cooking books? Maybe it's because you save money. It helps you save money. Instead of buying food or, you know, having delivery, you cook something with whatever you have at home. You save money, right? Because it helps save money. For example, and I'm going to give an example when cooking something has helped me save money. So I got my two reasons. Who can tell me in the chat what is my final thing to do? What comes now to finish my paragraph? Good, Martin. A concluding sentence. Can anybody write the concluding sentence for this paragraph in the chat? That's your challenge right now. Let's see. Hint, writing a concluding sentence should not include anything new, and it's really the easiest thing to do. So that should be a lot of help. Too bad I can't see when you guys are typing like we can, you know, when we use what's up. Let's see, I'm gonna wait a little bit more. Okay. Okay, I like it because Vanya is including the spending money. Good, because that was one of my reasons. So instead of going out and spending money, okay, Martin also wrote a concluding sentence. Let's see if we get the second part for Vanya's. Okay, Martin, I like your concluding sentence, but in my opinion, you are missing one small thing. And Vanya is going in that direction. What is Vanya doing in the beginning of her concluding sentence that Martin hasn't done? Yes. Take a look at what Vanya is doing. Vanya is summarizing the two reasons, the first reason and the second reason, right? Vanya says you get to stay home, cook your own meal, and save a little money. So in my opinion, the perfect concluding sentence would be a combination of Martin's and Vanya. You could start by saying, to conclude, because you get to stay home, cook your own meal, and save a little money, I would like to read a book about cooking. All right? That to me is a complete concluding sentence, one which summarizes, right, the topic sentence, and it also summarizes the first reason and the second reason. All right? So it would be something like this. Stay home, grown meals, save money, cooking book. All right. Now, notice that this is a very simple, very badly written paragraph. I didn't really like, you know, try my best here, but the structure is perfect. This structure, in my opinion, is the perfect paragraph. Topic sentence. It repeats the question and it answers the question. Supporting sentence number one, right? With an example. That's two more sentences. And it supports my topic sentence. It doesn't go on to talk about anything else. then there's a second reason, a second supporting sentence with an example, right, that you're going to think of, which supports, again, my one topic sentence, and a concluding sentence that summarizes the topic sentence and the two sentences, the two supporting sentences. This really, the last concluding sentence is saying what this whole thing says here, but summarizing it, right? You are really guiding your reader by doing this, okay? So look at that, I got 5 minutes. Now, take a screenshot of this. Let me see, I'm gonna copy and paste it in the chat too. So maybe you can do the same there, or copy it, or take a screen picture of your cell phone. Show me a thumbs up when you've done that, if you like it. Okay, all right. All right. So let me write it here.